Okay. Hi guys.
Welcome.
Ugh. Hi.
Thank you. Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry, OBS crashed and my tech person left.
I go for a moment
No,
and everything goes to
it's
shit.
not funny. You're not
Leave
allowed
now,
to
leave.
leave during streams anymore, Nicole.
Okay, I'll
You
make it.
cannot. You
Make it
cannot. Especially if I'm doing shit my side. Like, what if this fucking shit happens? Anyway, you can cut that out of the YouTube video if you really want to. Your fucking out session. Because I just went to my brother's room, stopped him from playing his game, so I can go and reset everything up. And then I saw that you didn't even copy the fucking tags over when sister is opening another video and copying the tags over.
I thought I did.
No, you didn't. By the way, while you're here, you can go change the thumbnail because I had to download a smaller version of the thumbnail to put on the video. So go change that thumbnail now.
Let's see if I can.
You can. If your PC is open, you fucking can.
My PC's not open.
Open your fucking PC and do your job. You might want to cut this out of the video too. Anyway, before we were so rudely interrupted
Personally,
by Ava
I think the
crashing
idea of
her
things
favor,
staying the same forever
OBS,
is
because
quite
it crashed for some
beautiful.
reason. Daya was going to take us to
But
the
alas, that is simply not the way
unless
the
you want
world
to take
works.
the two videos and splice them together.
I'm gonna splice them together.
That's well, there. I put part 5 now, so you can whatever.
Thank you.
But you know, you can also change the description so it doesn't say powered by Restream. You know, just tells people what we fucking doing.
I will do. I have to rewatch all the videos anyway, so.
Yeah, I know, but like obviously when people click on videos, they don't want to see powered by Restream. Like, put a description, man. Put links to the Twitch. Put something. Jesus, stop being lazy. Okay, Daya wants to show us something, so that's where we were. Carry on.
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they used some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now? Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately. Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city. Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired? How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city. Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question. Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before. We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back? Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it. It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town. Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories. Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
You know it could be happening.
Memories are back!
They're in the Matrix.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin? Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you. Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay, let's go! We don't have many more festivals to waste. Hurry and find the truth.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else. Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry! Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind? get really weird out there and you get into some trouble, then Paimon won't be able to help you. Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we? Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look. And please, be careful.
Of the fans.
Memories! Traveler! Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look. Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying. Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world. Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see. Using two people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant. No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
Bless you.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this? I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken. So, if we leave the
She
city,
just keeps choosing the
our
wrong
memories
tablet.
will be completely erased?
Tablet! Well, it's not the actual
It
Matrix.
really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message? But how can we send it back? Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well, okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me. Yep, now we're talking.
He's trying to kill you.
I'm done. Here you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city. We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now. Let's go then. Let's expose those sages. All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it. Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler. covers everything that's happened so far. Yes, although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru City space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents. There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces? Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message? The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal. After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared. Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic? My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha. That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through. That doesn't sound...
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow? Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half. Hey, where are you going?
what they should do?
What?
Try and call Venti and see what happens.
Oh, actually, Pixie, if you want to see something with your map. Try and go somewhere else. Curious if it'll pop up. Yep, there we go.
Bruh.
I wasn't getting with it. I don't know what it would interrupt, but...
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away. Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
Fucking faces, I swear. I hate them already. I hated them before.
Hate them
The
even more.
first
more now.
time. No, but like I disliked them the first time when they were like, no, it just reminds us of the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. I'm like, you didn't even fucking know the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. What do you mean it reminds you of her death? She died like 500 years ago, you assholes. And then they refused to celebrate Lesser Lord Kusanali. Like, fuck you. Now I hate them more.
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival? Okay, first off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
I hope that guy, like, literally gets taken to prison for what he's doing. If he doesn't, I'm going to fucking rage quit.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence. Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia Forest.
Oh, yes,
Except
so why is
these have no sign of human presence. The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream.
Oh, I thought that from the
Rather,
beginning.
the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
That's why the kids dream, because they don't have the Akashic terminal on their ear.
Mm-hmm.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now. correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this? The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to the people.
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through. That doesn't...
It is the manifestation of... Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom. So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh? Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized. Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared. Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more? My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zeru's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zeru's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues. So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right? Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into. Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything. Alright, last question. Who am I?
My ESO characters are safe, so that makes me happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation.
I haven't checked on that. I can't find
so
my
then,
game.
if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon...
But I'm not gonna check.
Now that I think about it...
Partly because...
Wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming?
Anyway.
Yeah.
And 2, I
Hmm.
kind of don't figure we'll be
Now
going
that
back
I
to
think
Monster
about
Hunter.
it,
Unless you
wasn't
guys play a lot of
illusions
Monster Hunter World
hinting
and
at
I
the
just don't know.
sage's deception of Sumeru's
No, we
people?
want to finish World. Yeah, that's the thing. We just gotta make time for it. So.
So you
Yeah,
noticed.
I've more than likely lost all my characters.
We noticed she's Lesser Lord Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last. That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different.
I don't know
We
where
just
I
didn't want
stand
to
on
expose
Dying
you
Light,
is
but
all.
I still got my
Now that you
DLC.
mention it,
So let's see.
Nahida,
Dying Light might
you've
be
been
alright.
hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord
I was actually asking
Kusanali.
why you weren't online.
Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
I was actually asking why you weren't online.
Guys,
I was getting food.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
sorry.
he said he'd be away for an hour.
It was supposed to be an hour. It wasn't that.
guys, story.
Oh, sorry.
Once upon a time.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life.
Solaris said.
On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now. You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing. Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream. That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean? Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendril can a person gain the Dendril element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again. Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when? You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them. People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this! I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence? Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange. The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Those faces remind me of dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia Forest. Except these have no sign of human presence. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean... deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety? No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival, Samsara, we have to look into them. How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous! In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone. A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again. Oh, we're out of time today. I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then.
I want to fucking murder these bitches right now.
Oh my god.
Over here again.
Good
Why
morning,
is
Nahida.
Dinuzad gone?
Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we
Why
instead
is
say
Dinuzad
good morning,
gone?
Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey! What's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good. I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct. Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way! Are we too late? The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting. Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear? She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going. But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad. Puppets are stiff, and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet. Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all. Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still... far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets. Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the Sage's fault, and theirs alone. I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon. Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad. To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the Samsara as soon as possible. Great, but how do we do that? Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it. Huh? So, how should we find that person? Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream. Imagination? What do you mean by that? Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken. How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker. It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town. Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the Traveler went? Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end. Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her. Yeah, saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no? Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
I kind of think it's Nilu, but right.
I also feel like it must be Nilu.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay. my wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
Oh, fucky.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her, but none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers. Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... Fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
That's close enough.
Right here.
Give me old
Emerge.
Bigfoot Pixie.
Right here.
We'll have order.
That's close enough.
He got murdered.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sumeru's festival. Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search. This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it?
It's 10 minutes, I'm reading now.
I'm done reading, yeah?
Okay. You are very close to the end. That is all.
Okay. Thanks.
Give us the gist of the
Wow.
note.
Dunyarzad wrote all of this, even though she was also busy preparing for the Sumeru's festival and had all her health problems to worry about.
Zod, she's saying that after the festival, we're probably gonna leave to go and continue looking for the Lesser Lord Kustanali. So she gathered notes on people she's spoken to that have potentially met her. And the one instance was there was a water source that was in Gandharvaville that had become contaminated and people had to go look for a different water source, and then one day the water source was drinkable and there was this green hue by the water source. So they were saying that that was Lord Kustanali's work in action. And then there was another child that had a similar thing after their mother passed away. Lest the Lord Kusanali would speak to them in their mind until they fell asleep. And then the third instance was a drunk man who lost his way, and he fell over, and a tall woman with big arms caught him, and he woke up under a tree. We assuming that it was just a tree that he woke up under, but he says that Lord Kusanali kept him safe that night. So basically, it was Dunyarzad writing a letter to try and give us as much information as she possibly could about Lord Kusanali.
She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sumeru's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey! Where are you off to now? It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's Dance of Sub-Zerus.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat that man to a pulp if he goes onto that fucking stage and he says something that goes to Nilu and is like, you can't dance. So I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna break your legs so you can't fucking walk. I'm so angry.
Jesus.
I'm so angry.
Relax.
I'm
It's
so
affection, okay?
angry. No! I'm sad.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into
Then
every
fucking
single event
investigate me,
organizer.
ho.
The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise
I
that you
think the Grand
exercise
Sage should be
tact.
fucking stabbed.
How did things turn out like this?
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the Academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the Academia, that's another day gone to waste!
Activating.
Beat their asses.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the Sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand... So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sub-Zerus festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendroarchon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendroarchon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story!
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zeros.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero Samsara? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What usual spot? Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Subzerus Festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Yeah, no, I teared up a little bit, honestly. It's really good. It's really good. Like, I would play this entire story again just to get to that cutscene. It's so
I'm
good.
okay. I'm okay. If I cry, my makeup's gonna start. Okay.
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream, and I saw Nilou performing the dance of Subzerus.
Oh, so they did it. They made me care for an NPC character again. I didn't think they'd do it after the Kitsune quest.
Oh my god.
You got a little bit of prologue stuff, basically. And then you're done.
That damn like I'm in a fucking mood. Catherine, give me info so I can move this asshole.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Subzerus Festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
But it's fine.
I'm very happy all at the same time. Holy shit.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right. After we parted on the last day of the Subzerus Festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end! Not a moment too soon. Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying.
I did.
I need to spend more time observing human emotions. Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
This is kind of like EA's final questions for the Inazuma quest, however they're a little bit longer, just to tell you.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the Traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky. You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me. Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It seems like the Traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King. The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies. Okay, so what does the message mean? I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it.
I'd love to do Nilu.
But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
You need to make me.
So yeah, do you want Nilu now, Pixie?
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain. The Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness. How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
No, what?
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing. So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they!
Yeah?
Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida? In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country.
My existence has little meaning.
How are you guys?
Story, shush.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
Like, mother, why are you talking to Brittany?
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sumeru Samsara, the situation could have become dire.
Yeah, one would have fucking
I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Same.
I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sage has convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential.
The only exposure
That's
I have
why
is
I've never
Smash.
come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams. Got it! I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while.
I didn't.
Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now.
Right?
The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sumeru Samsara in the immediate future.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened walked by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Now you're done. Well, actually, wait. Go speak to Catherine. She'll like a tiny bit more back.
Oh, poor other thingy. Yay,
That's,
will I finally be able to do the reputation plan?
Go see.
Then I can discuss some things with you.
Then discuss what? Oh, it is stopped.
Effendi, you do not offend me.
Oh, that's the guy that does get the thing.
Effective, that's so off. That's so off.
Greetings, welcome to the Citadel of Rigor. You part of the corpse of this is okay, cool. Yes, that is right. I would like to be part of the corpse of 30.
Unfortunate name.
I know it's supposed to be core, but if there was like literally an E at the end of that, it's cool. Bim, bam, walla walla.
Thank you, ma'am.
Walla walla. Bim,
Now you're in the same place as me when it comes to daily or what's called reputation.
I want these wings for my Danduro character.
Oh, fuck, it's level 10? Shit.
Okay, what is this? Dendro treasure compass. You bitches. Bitches, what is this?
Pain.
Dendroculus resonance stone. And this? No.
Is that above it?
The gadget.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so this is when, just like there's that gadget in Mondstadt where you can get the swirly swirls to help you like lift up. Similar thing with the dendro things, especially when you're clearing withering areas.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't go through this when you came here.
I forgot. Okay.
Reputation level 2, which means exploration.
Exploration time, doing quest time.
Well, actually, if you just explorate so that everything is like 40%, then you should be good. That's great. That's great.
I wonder if it counts, because that's the thing. I checked the average, because I was a bit confused. I think it counts all of Sumeru as well as what's not released yet in the exploration.
Most likely, yeah.
It's
Look at me.
little
Look at me.
difficult to get the 30
Look at me.
or 40.
Look at me. Hello, baby.
Alright. Oh wait, go talk to Catherine.
Hello. Hello again.
You should have some more dialogue.
Going out into the world and investigate.
Also, if you want to unlock the Tainari quest, it is also talk to Catherine.
Oh no. We will now be doing. Can't do it yet. Cannot
What are you telling me to do? I got the stuff in Sumeru. I literally have the commissions today.
Maybe I have to speak to Catherine first.
Turning the unknown into the known.
Or maybe I needed to wait for it to recognize.
Like chasing challenge, jump challenge, I was able to do it right away, I thought.
Got the rain. There is a world quest here somewhere. Above me?
You are hard to look at.
There's a world quest right there. What? Oh! Oh, who the fuck are you? Aralani, where did you go? Who the hell is Alrani? The young lady always writing her thesis, the one we met in Watatsumi. Oh. She should have been back by now. That kind of sucks ass, not gonna lie. Or because of the Sukoku decree, like, Jesus, kind of vicious. Anyway, I'm undoing that. I need to talk to Catherine apparently. Catherine!
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Yes.
Unless she doesn't. Never mind. Maybe it was only because of the Tainari thing that I unlocked. Okay. Well, you're done. Acts 1 and 2, first part of Sumeru Quest.
I hope I get Keisha stuck in an academia and scum the fucking list, because I am pissed as fuck off. I am so fucking angry. But I really love the story. It's fucking great. Long, but great. Holy hell. But Nicole and I, we did some research. Because I was sitting here and I was like, Genshin is such a weird name, and I'm like, you know what, that's probably offensive to some people. Because obviously I don't know Middle Eastern culture, so that's probably a normal name. But when I looked it up, I found out that Dunyazad, back in the day, is the younger sister of the Queen Scheherazade. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. So Scheherazade, so basically, she's from Fate Grand Order. Well, she's not from Fate Grand Order, she's from history. But I learned about her from Fate Grand Order. And in Fate Grand Order, she has this absolute fear of dying. But that is because she was one of the many women that was taken to the king, what is his name? The Haryar. The Haryar. And basically, what this guy would do is this king, I wouldn't say marry, but he would have a concubine, or he would take a woman for the night, have his way with them, and kill them the next day. So Scheherazade was terrified of this, but she didn't want her siblings to get taken. So what she did was she offered herself up in their place. And obviously he had his way with her, but what she did was she started telling him stories. And then left it on a cliffhanger. So that she could keep his entertainment, so that he wouldn't want to kill her. Which is where where that list of the book, the 1,000, what's it? 1,001 nights. So she managed to do this for 1,001 nights, and he eventually married her and had kids with her because she managed to keep herself alive by telling stories and keeping him interested in her. Hectic stuff, right? So when I was looking up the name, Dunyazad, I was like, this is a very weird and obscure name. Dunyazad, in history, is the younger sister of Scheherazade, and she taught her the tactic of cliffhangers in stories to prevent her execution by the king, the Haryar. Interesting shit, right?
Okay.
Interesting shit. Everything, yeah. But link.
Yeah, they did their research.
They did their research. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, and I love the link. But like both Nicole and I were like, Google. That's like where the Arabian Nights is. There's other things in here.
There's a lot of words and what's it called, stuff borrowed from Sanskrit, if I remember correctly. Of course, one of the big ones is that.
She's a fictional character in the 1001 Nights, the younger sister of the doomed Queen Scheherazade in the story cycle. She initiates the tactic of cliffhanger storytelling to prevent her sister's execution. At the successful conclusion, she married Shahzaman, Shayar's younger brother. So her sister married the guy who keeps executing the woman he sleeps with, and the younger sister married his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was quite hectic, but the story
It
was
was
really
really
good. I loved it. I loved it.
I'll be honest,
It's
I
great.
haven't liked the story quests this hard. They wanted more since the first act of Inazuma. Like, I'm really loving it.
Who did you feel? Which NPC did you feel bad for? The one that actually died?
Me?
You said the Kitsune quest. The Kitsune. Oh, that one.
Yeah, the Kitsune.
boat.
Yeah, that one got me to cry. That one got me hard. This one got me
Yes.
harder.
Yeah, I know, this one was hectic. I was so sad. I was just like,
It's really good.
What
And the plot was super good. Like, with the
yo,
latter half.
so
It's like,
in depth.
the
Like the
beginning's just
beginning
like,
part, I was a little
interesting
bit like, what is
introducing
going
you to
on?
stuff, characters. Second part, alright. Enough fucking
Yeah.
around.
But
I
I'm
really love it.
glad. I'm really glad that they were like, yo, let's not melancholic Haruhi Suzumiya here, where they literally, because they have the same thing, similar thing, but it's actually they're repeating the same thing. But they literally make you watch the exact same episode.
Oh no, god, that would be awful.
That's
And
why I was
I
like,
just
please tell me you're
noticed
gonna skip this.
something
Please tell me
with
you're
your
gonna skip this.
playthrough. So, you picked 4 the first time, right?
I did, because it was my lucky number, yes.
You you got done with the story faster than me then, because I was just like, I don't know, 1. And then I had to repeat the whole day over again, and then pick 4. So in theory, somebody could have maybe been doing that for, what, 4 days? Or 4, like, in-game, what's it called, rotations of days?
That's why I was like, please don't tell me I have to repeat this 5 different times, because there's 5 different things. But that's why, you know what, actually, yesterday when I was playing the other part, the first part of it, you know, like when Al-Haytham was like, here's a list of instructions to go get to Dory. I was like, okay, cool, whatever, let me go speak to the recruit. And he's like, would you like raw or unripe? And I was like, oh, my blood is disgusting, let me just pick unripe. And he's like, that is correct. I'm like, oh god. Oh god. I'm like, fun. Am I supposed to be reading this shit? So we have to go back to the letter, so he took a screenshot. So I got lucky with that first part, otherwise I would have fucked up. And I had to restart. Yeah, it was hectic.
Oh wait,
it was very
that's
hectic.
the one with like trying to like talk to the local about like the stuff?
Talk to the local so that you can go talk to Dory.
Is that it? There's
Yes. Yes. It was
I'm gonna think of a different one.
Like, I don't know if we still have the paper. It's,
Oh, fuck, did my connection
Sumeru
just die?
I don't know, I hear you.
Oh, fucking shit. Son of a fucking...
I don't think
Sorry,
I have it
connection
anymore.
just died for whatever reason.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, no, I switched devices.
I don't know. Okay, I don't actually know where the fucking letter is.
But, I actually
But
did feel that
basically,
it's, you don't have to read it too much.
I didn't read it. I was just like, cool, let's go.
Oh
That
yeah, I
was
just
me.
get that shit second time.
And then I was like, oh shit. Oh no.
Yeah, man.
Spartan took a screenshot and he's like, okay, let's go. But yeah, no, the story was super interesting. I really loved it. I was
Yeah.
like,
I
it
really
was long,
want
but
to
I
do it
liked
now.
it. It was really good. It was really good. I can say that it's like one of the best so far. It was hectic.
Yeah.
They're getting better and better as they go along. I love it.
They really are. What's it called with it? The, event I'm now realizing is, like, honestly, everything with Sumeru has been very good introduction, all things considered. Like, story-wise and event-wise. Because they get you to do all, like, the like, small, menial shit. And I'm kind of liking it. Oh, man. I'm curious about how the dailies are gonna be.
I'm very curious. I don't know why I can't do the dailies.
Yeah,
That irritates me.
I'm curious about how they're different. Let's hold on, BRB, I think I can actually come back.
Ascend a Dendro character other than the Traveler to phase 2. What do you mean other than the Traveler? Motherfucker. You know what? I was going to take your corner, ascend a Dendro character other than the Traveler. Bitch!
What?
It says they ascend a Dendro character other than the Traveler to phase 2. What the fuck?
Does this mean I'm making progress?
I mean, we can do that. You wanna?
Well, I can now because I got a green thing from somewhere. But I'm just sitting here, I'm like, you bitch. It is not what I clicked.
Oh, it is cool for resin, by the way.
I just ascended them to phase 2. What did I send it to? Phase 1.
Oh,
Obviously,
you
money.
didn't get to load it. I'm going to do Dendro Dungeon since my Traveler's now at usable level. I don't know if you're ready for stuff, sorry. Oh, Johnson! Fucker a mask!
What's up?
Why can't I ascend you now? Oh my
Listen to
gosh,
the
I need
playlist.
the bird of bullshit.
Yeah, you listen to the playlist.
Listen to the playlist. Alright, I'll be honest.
Okay, wait guys, before you carry on. We can stop the stream here.
Oh yeah.
Because Nicole, are you still there? I'm still here. Okay, cool.
Surprised you're not seeing. Alright.
Anyway, that was the, I think, incredible story of Sumeru. Damn. Like Act 1, I was like, okay, not sure what's going on here. Act 2,
Act
whirlwind,
2, tight.
roller coaster of emotions. Holy shit, I'm glad Jinyazad is alive. She's related to Scheherazade. I'm waiting for that to appear in the fucking story. But I think that was great. That was exceptional. Personally, I love it.
Yeah.
Let us know
Alright.
what you think in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I know it was long. I mean, this video alone is like an hour and a half. Like 50.
It's long.
50 minutes long, but like, yo, I think it was really good. It was really good.
Alright.
But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, to the point where I want to murder people. Especially the fucking sages, because fuck them. Not fuck them. They don't get to screw anybody. They will remain celibate for the rest of their lives.
Goodbye.
Because they suck ass.
No more dick.
They get no more dick.
No more dick.
They'll get no more nothing. No dick, no ass, no but JJ.
It's
No nothing. But anyway.
Alright. They don't even get mouth. They don't even get mouth.
Foul.
No one go down on it. Anyway.
Still would.
Thank you. What the fuck? Shut up. I hope you guys have a good day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we will see you again next time. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Babe, I need the mouse.